Okay, everyone, hello. Are you interested in tropical islands, pirates of the Caribbean, and the most amazing scenery in the world? Oh, yeah. And did I mention Rihanna? Well, then let's take a look at the Caribbean, the subtopic of one of the most world renowned movie franchises of all time. Personally, I've been to the beautiful Bahamas once before, which is a main attraction of the Caribbean. I've always been fascinated with the island, and I'm currently scheduled to go for a return trip back in January of 2021 next year. You're in for a treat because today we're going on a tropical cruise through the Caribbean. The temperature is always perfect, and the view is always gorgeous. We will learn about the islands of the sea, its location, and the beautiful people of the Caribbean. The Caribbean Sea is a sub-oceanic basin of the western part of the Atlantic Ocean. The populous sea is approximately 1,063,000 square miles. It's surrounded by Venezuela and Colombia to the south, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala to the west, Jamaica and Puerto Rico to the north. To the east, it's surrounded by an amazing arc-shaped lineup of islands, just to name a few of the country. The sea is divided up into five elliptical-shaped submarine basins. They are the Yucatan Basin, the Venezuelan Basin, Colombian Basin, Grenada Basin, and the Cayman Basin. The basins are only separated by deep submerged ridges in the sea floor. Some ridges ranging from around 4,000 to 8,000 feet long. The Cayman Trench is the Caribbean's greatest depth. The trench resides between Jamaica and Cuba. It is approximately 25,216 feet below sea level. The Caribbean has an abundance of wildlife. It is home to the world's second largest barrier reef in the world. It is a great tourist attraction to go snorkeling or deep sea diving to interact with some of the sea's wildlife. Watch out though, there are sharks, eels, and even some venomous fish lurking around. Some examples of tourist-friendly species are yellow damselfish, green moray eel, and the nurse shark. If you visit around the springtime, you can even see some humpback whales still swimming with their offspring. The Caribbean Sea also has some very dangerous creatures. The highly venomous blue ring octopus, the stonefish, which is one of the most venomous fish in the world, also fire coral, which causes severe pain, nausea, and vomiting. So watch out for that. The Caribbean is also host of many endangered species. A vast number of amphibians, mammals, birds, reptiles, freshwater fishes, and even plants are on some kind of endangered species list in the Caribbean. So the Caribbean Sea is a vast, beautiful sea that is booming with life. But what else does it have to offer? Let's take a look at all of the islands that currently inhabit the Caribbean Sea and how they were formed. The Caribbean islands were formed from the collision of two massive tectonic plates. The collision of the Caribbean plate and the South American plates are their names. The South American plate is being pushed underneath the Caribbean plate in a wedging type fashion. This process is called subduction. Intense pressure and heat forces the water containing hot magma to rise into the Earth's mantle. This is what fueled volcanoes during the creation of the island. It's still fueling volcanoes today. The islands have volcanoes lying dormant and some that are still active. The Caribbean plate has been moving eastward over the last 50 million years due to the subduction of all the pushing and what is forced and what formed a distinctive arc shape. As of today, there are approximately 25 countries that make up the Caribbean islands, along with over 700 islands. These islands are split up into different island groups. The three major groups are the Aleutian, with countries like Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. Another island group is the Greater Antilles. Some of its countries are the Cayman Islands, Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. The the third set of islands is the Lesser Antilles, a little degrading from the Greater Antilles. I know, but the Lesser Antilles has sub-island groups like the Leeward Islands, the Leeward Antilles, and the Windward Islands. Each major group of the islands has many more islands to be named, but that would take all day. So only about 2% of the islands are actually inhabited. The Caribbean islands are also known as the West Indies. Reason being, when Columbus sailed out west to reach Asia, which they called the Indies, they call Asia the Indies. When he reached the islands, he thought that he had found the East Indies. So believing he had found the East Indies, Columbus named the native people Indians. When his mistake was discovered in the 17th century, they renamed the Indies to the West Indies. It was to differentiate from the real East Indies. Just a quick fun fact, all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were actually shot in the Caribbean. Now that we've explored the islands, let's take a closer look at the island's inhabitants. The people of the Caribbean islands were originally called Caribs. The original island Caribs are believed to have migrated over from the Orinoco River area, which is in South America. According to carbon dating, they arrived around 1200 AD. They took over the island from the